Hi guys, we are going to start working on fractions. This video is going to serve as a review of what you've learned in elementary school for adding and subtracting fractions. When we start with these very basic problems like 1/8 plus 3/8, we can already see that we have a common denominator. That's very key in solving problems with adding fractions. We want the same denominator so that the pieces that we're putting together are the same size. So let's look at 1/8 plus 3/8. We know, let's say I have a pizza, and this pizza is split into 8 pieces. I have 1/8, and then I have 3 more 8ths. So that's a total of 4/8, which, as you can see here on the pizza, it's a half of a pizza. But if we use our giant 1 that we've learned, and we say, oh, these can both be divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So this solution, or this answer, could be simplified to 1/2. Pause the movie and copy this example into your notes. Great, let's move on. Number 2, I can see that I have the same denominators on both the top and the bottom. So x and x, so that stays the same as x, and 9 minus 7 is just 2. So this answer would be 2/x. Pause the movie and copy number 2 into your notes. Let's move on. Now we're going to add fractions with different denominators. Now I know many of you in elementary school were given something like this, 1/5 and 3/4, and some of you were able to look at 5s and 4s and say, oh yes, that's going to give me a common denominator of 20. For those of you that can't come up with that 20 right away, don't worry, I have another strategy for you. But let's keep going with this one. So 1/5, 5/4. We did learn that we can use the giant 1 to convert these fractions to equivalent fractions. What is it going to take to multiply 5 by what to get to 20? That would be by 4. What I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. 5 times 4 is 20, so 1 times 4 is 4. Same thing here. 4 times what is 20? 4 times 5 is 20, and 3 times 5 is 15. So 4/20 plus 15/20, I now have a common denominator, is 19/20. Let me show you another way to do this. And this is when it's very difficult to come up with that common denominator. I teach my students just to count. So I have 1/5 and I have 3/4. I'm just going to start some equivalent fractions by listing them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting by 1s. So on the bottom I'm going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. So I really don't even need to know how to do a lot of math. All I need to do is know how to count. So let's do the same on the bottom. Now I'm counting by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 4, 8, 12, 16. Still don't have a common denominator on the bottom, so I'm going to keep going. There we go. If I go up 4 more, that's 20. So this would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I can now see that I have common denominators. And if you look, it's very similar to this example up here. So now I can add them. 4/20 plus 15/20 is 19/20. So I just showed you 2 ways to add fractions. Pause the movie and copy one of these methods or ways into your notes. Then try number 2 on your own and press play to check your work. Okay, let's see how you did. I'm going to do the list method, 3/8 and 5/12. I'm going to start counting. Here I'm going to count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now by 12s. 12, 24. These can get tricky. Oh, well, I don't even have to go any further. I can see that I've now found my common denominator. 9 24ths and 10 24ths is 19 24ths. If you use the other strategy with the giant 1, like we did before, you should still come up with the same answer. Pause the movie, check your notes to make sure you have this as your answer. Then move on. Subtracting integers is pretty much the same. So let's start with the first one. Actually, let's have you try this one on your own. Pause the movie and press play to check your answer. Same rules, look for a common denominator, but then subtract instead of add. Let's see how you did. So I'm going to start my listings. I've got 3/4 and I've got 2/3. So all I have to do is count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 4, 8, 12, 16. Let's count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 by 3s. 3, 6, 9, and I'm going to stop here at 12 because I can see I have a common denominator. 9 twelfths minus 8 twelfths gives me 1 12th. How'd you do? Check your work. If you got it wrong, fix it in your notes. Let's move on to number 2. So, I'm going to look for, I'm going to put my 5s, and then I'm going to list 3/4 and the 2 1/8. We'll deal with those whole numbers later. So 3, oh, it's the same as above. 3, 6, 9, 12. And then 4, 8, 12, and 16. 8, 16, oh, and I'm going to stop right there. I can see that I have a common denominator. 12 16ths minus 2 16ths is 10 16ths, and 5 take away 2 is 3. This fraction can actually be reduced. So I'm going to use my giant 1. I can see that 10 and 16 can both be divided by 2. So that would give me 3 and 5/8. Make sure you have this example with the whole numbers included in your notes. Now it's your turn. Try these 3 problems on your own and bring your answers to class tomorrow. Good luck!